Hello, a Rosie math teacher coming at you from my fourth period accelerated grade 7 math class, where today we are starting on progress monitoring session 2 to practice for our FAST exam happening in just a few weeks. All right, so item number 1, today we're doing 1 through 8. I'm running through this pretty quickly. Kids are just taking notes, making mental notes, understanding a little bit better. I'm giving hints, and then they're going to be set free to solve items 1 through 8. All right, so for item number 1, which I have already copied on the screen and my students have already copied on their paper, I'll tell you the truth, guys. You will use your online calculator and you will tap the X over Y symbol and then go into the X location, the numerator. Tap your cube root of symbol. Inside of it, place 2 plus 5 to the second power. Then tap where your Y amount goes and type a 3. Then get your cursor to blink so that it's kind of right here. Let me show you with my disappearing ink. Remember how it needs to kind of be centered, right? Over on this side, on that fraction bar line, right after it. Not up high, not down low. And then type minus 7 to the what power? To the negative 2 power. When you do this on your online calculator, guys, I would not use the handheld calculator for this item. Some of you are doing that right now. Please don't. It is way too complex for your little handheld. It is easy to do on your online calculator. Your online calculator will give you a decimal. In the case of this item, I know the decimal will begin with 0 point something. How do I know this? Because every single fraction has a numerator. Oh, I'm so sorry. Actually, C has a numerator that is larger. So I don't know that for sure. Okay, so I take that back. Whatever your calculator gives you, it will be a decimal answer, decimal or whole number answer. So just look for whatever number it gives you. It could be something like this. It could be something without a decimal. You'll find out soon. Whatever it is equal to, you will then, one at a time. Now, I would recommend you keep that decimal in your online calculator screen, right? Because you're going to, one at a time, enter this into your handheld calculator. 13 divided by 14 equals. Look at the decimal, compare to online. Then try letter B. 48 divided by 49 equals. Look at the decimal on your handheld, compare to online. Keep going until you find the one that what? Matches. If it does not match, do not pick it. If it does match, you do pick it. Do I have any further questions on number 1? All right, let's go to number 2. Number 2. Which of the following are equivalent to, guys, on your paper, the section you have numbered 2, please copy 3 squared and outside of the parentheses also to the negative 3 power divided by 3 to the negative 4 power. Now in this item they say select all that apply. So let's take a look over here at the options. Do you agree that the first 3 options, A, B, and C, they all give you a base of 3 to a different exponent for each item? So probably one of those is going to be one of your multi-select answers. Then look at D and E. Do you agree those are both fractional amounts worth less than 1? Yes. Probably, but double check, probably one of those will be one of your answers. Or if it's a whole number answer and it turns out to be 27, you would pick F. Now answer this question yes or no. Could I pick both E and F? Is there any way possible, yes or no? No is the correct answer. Why? Because 1/9 is worth what? Less than 1. And 27 is worth what? More. Clearly more than 1. So there is no way that it could be both a fraction less than 1 and a whole number more than 1. Okay, so here we go. Let's go ahead and apply the rules first in the numerator that we've learned before. Remember your rules. When multiplying same bases, we add the exponents. When dividing same bases, subtract. When it's power of a power on only one base, then you multiply those exponents stacked. Think about the 2 exponents being like this, right? When they're like this, what will you do? Multiply the exponents. Do you agree that the power of 2 to the power of 3 are stacked like this? Yes. So what will I do, class, with 2 and negative 3? Multiply. So I will rewrite that as 3 to the... Who said negative 6? Wave at me, please. Excellent. You are correct. And then keep that over the top of, what am I copying for the bottom? Denominator. 3 to the negative 4. All right, class, I'm going to see if you remember what to do here. This time, do I see same bases being multiplied? So add. Or do I see same bases being divided? So subtract. Or do I see power of a power on only one base? Okay, I'm going to divide, so I'm going to subtract. So rewrite your base. What is your base? 3, and you're writing this on your paper that you prepared with item 2 next to it. And then what do I write first as my beginning exponent for subtracting purposes? What do I write first? Negative 6. Please write that. What do I write next? Please say it. I love that answer. Minus. And now thoroughly tell me, what exponent do I write last? I love that we remembered. Some over here remembered, some over here did not. So think carefully. When dividing same bases, subtract the exponents. This would require you to copy the exponents and to then place a subtraction symbol in between. So if you mistakenly thought that the minus symbol took the place of the negative in the negative 4, not okay. Do you follow? You need to copy the 2 exponents and place a subtraction symbol between. You can do this in a moment on your calculator. When you do, you are going to find out which one of these 3 it is equivalent to, yes? When you find out which one of those it is equivalent to, I want you to then type that amount into the online calculator. Will it give you a decimal? Yes. You will then enter 1 over 27 into a calculator, find its decimal. If it matches, you pick 1 over 27. If it does not match, you don't pick it. Now, just in case they're trying to fool us and 1/9 doesn't work either, should you still try it? Even if 1 over 27 didn't work, should you assume 1/9 is correct or should you try it? You should still try it. So then you would use your calculator, 1 divided by 9, look at the decimal value. If it matches what you wrote when you plugged your final amount into your calculator, because remember that's going to be as a decimal, then you are going to pick it. If 27 matches what you got on your calculator, you will pick it. Pick all that apply. All right, let's go on to item number 3. Everybody looking up, everybody writing this on your paper. You are finding what value of A, and guys, I wish they had written this in italics, because they don't mean what value of A satisfies the equation. They want what value of the variable A satisfies the equation. So I just think they should have written it fancy. All right, now on your paper, you are writing 5 to the negative 3 over 5 to the 1, parentheses. What is the exponent outside? Negative 3, great job, to the negative 3 power. We're going to simplify that first, and then we'll work on the right-hand side. All right, so remind me, when I have an exponent of negative 3 outside of these parentheses, does it apply to only the numerator, only denominator, or both? Both. And since it is what of a what? Power of a power on only one base, then you multiply those exponents stacked. So what will we get when we do 5 to the negative 3 times negative 3? We will get 5 to the... I love that you remembered when you multiply a negative by negative, you get a positive, right? But if you forget on your test, will you please enter it in the online calculator? Yes. Negative 3 times negative 3 is 9, a positive 9. And remember to multiply also, never add. Okay, so 5 to the 9th over top of, guys, what happens when it's 5 to the first to the negative 3? I'll write 5 to the negative 3. Great job. And again, if you should forget what symbol it gets, just plug it in your calculator and you will do fine. All right, now I've got it down to 5 to the 9th over the top of 5 to the negative 3. What is happening? Is it same base by same base? Yes. Are they being multiplied or divided? Divided. And when dividing same bases, we subtract. Very good. So what is the base you are rewriting? Good. What are you doing with the 9? Write it down at first. 9. What symbol shall I write now? Minus. What exponent shall I write now? Negative 3. I see some people just sitting there doing nothing. It would be lovely if you would take advantage of all these reminders. Okay, I'm very glad that you remembered to do 9 minus negative 3. So on your handheld calculator or online, you can enter 9 take away 3. Now I will let you go ahead and tell me, what does that equal?
6.
It is the same as 9 plus 3, because remember, take away negative means opposite of negative or opposite of subtract. What is the opposite of subtract? It is add. So the old-fashioned way is when you see a negative next to a negative symbol, you just turn it into a giant plus sign. Okay, so if that helps you, remember that skill as well. So now I'm going to write 5 to the what power? 5 to the 12th, equaling, okay, deep breath, finally ready to deal with what's over on the right. If this says 5 to the 10 times 5 to the a, each of them to the power of 2, what will I do with 5 to the 10 to the 2? What will I get for that? Please say it. Who says 5 to the 12th? Don't. Good. Who says 5 to the 20th? I was trying to fool you and see if you fell for it. Okay, 5 to the 20th. So please write 5 to the 20th. All right, times, something happened to my number. There it goes. Okay, times, what is the second one? Times 5 to the a to the 2. So what goes beside our base of 5 this time in the upper right?
2a.
Oh, wow, you are the most advanced all day long. Nobody has told me that yet. But that is the preferred way, 2a. When you're multiplying a variable and a number, you typically put the number first. It's called a what? Coefficient in front of the variable. Class, do you get why she was correct to say 2a? Okay. Now ask yourself this, and I don't know about you, but sometimes my brain doesn't like working backwards, but we're going to do it. We're going to be just fine. We need 20 what something to equal 12. Now, see, that's what a lot of kids want to do today, simply because their brain goes, hey, 20 is a lot bigger than 12, so I've got to subtract. There's only one problem with that. This is a situation where we are doing what? Multiplying same bases, so add the exponent. So guys, please rewrite 5 to the 20th plus to the 2a. So 5 to the 20th plus 2a. Do you follow why I'm using a plus sign? Because the same base was being what? Multiplied. Now, are we allowed to add a negative?
Yes.
Yes. But if you said minus, you would end up writing a positive number for a, and that would be wrong. So you must say plus because they were being multiplied. And now you must find a negative value for a in order for 20 to be added to something negative to equal 12. Here's your next step. I still see some puzzled looks. It's not that bad. Ask yourself this. Just ignore the 2a for a moment. Put a box in place of it. And ask yourself, 20 plus what negative total amount would get me all the way down to 12? Say it. 8. Do you agree that if you entered in a calculator 20 plus negative 8, would it indeed equal 12? Yes. Now I invite you to remind yourself that we are finding the value of a, and that since a gets multiplied by 2, and we want it to equal negative 8, how do we find, please don't say the answer. I don't want lazy people to get this free answer. They're going to have to work way harder for it. the person napping back there, they're going to have to work way harder for it. Okay, so you're going to do 2 times something. Whatever that something is that would equal -8, is that something your answer? Yes, because all they wanted the whole time was what is the value of A. Okay, that is all I'm going to say about that. Go to number 4. This set of ordered pairs represents a function. Which ordered pairs could be added to the set so that the set of ordered pairs still represents a function? Select all that apply. Guys, begin please by copying every one of the ordered pairs you have to use, but wait. Don't just copy them any old which way. Put them into a table. What value always goes first? That's right, X. What's another name for the X value? Domain. And I also heard another term, input. It would remind you very wisely to go ahead and put input/domain/X. Then on the Y side, what are some of the words that goes by? Range as well as output. Love your participation, guys. Great job. All right, so what goes in the X column for my 5, 9? Just the 5. Where does the 9 go? In the Y column, right across from the 5. All right, go ahead and rewrite 1221 where it belongs. Is yours looking like mine so far? Okay, wise are the students right now that are doing this work up here. I'm giving you a lot of help. If you're ignoring it, I really don't get why. Please use it. Then write 3, -2. 3, -2. Now we're ready to try out option A. So go ahead and write -2, 9 in your table. Write -2, 9 in your table. All right, now let's ask ourselves, how can we tell if it is a function? Remember, we compared this to, I always tell my middle school students, you're way too young to be in a relationship. But they are anyway. They don't realize they're too young. Okay, so we at least talk about this. Is it a functional relationship? Okay, because truthfully, once when I was in 2nd grade, I hope I'm not outing somebody here, but his name was Steven. I'm not going to give his last name because what if? We were, quote unquote, going out in the 2nd grade. And then he bought a piece of bubble gum for another girl in the class named Ginger. Now, I don't know about you, but I consider that cheating. He bought somebody else bubble gum. He should only be buying bubble gum for me. So we broke up over that. See, that was not a functional relationship. So here's what we have learned. When we are in our domain, we insist that it be a functional relationship because you're not giving bubblegum to anybody else. So if X is a 5, class, are we okay with 5 only giving bubblegum to 9? Yes. We're good with that. Does 5 give bubblegum to anybody else in this whole chart? No. So we're good. How about 12 giving bubblegum to 21? We're good. How about 3 gives bubblegum to -2? We're good. How about -2 gives bubblegum to 9? Yes. We're good. So is this an item that could be added to the set and it would still be a functional relationship, aka a function? Yes. So will you pick A? Yes, you will. Each time you will write your new ordered pair, so then I would go back and erase that one and I would try out 0, 0. Is it okay if 0 is just bringing bubblegum to 0? Yes, that is okay. Here's the goal. You never want 5 to be given bubblegum to anyone other than 9, right? Or 12 to anyone other than 21, or 3 to anyone other than -2. Now, do we care if there are some cheaters out on the range? No, we don't care about them. We only care about the one that's in our house, in our domain. Does everybody understand how to continue using this strategy to find whether or not it is a function? Okay, I really think that will help you relate. All right, here we go. Item number 5. What is 9.6 times 10 to the 8th divided by 3.2 times 10 to the 6th plus 4.1 times 10 to the 3rd? Guess what, guys? You don't even need to copy this right now. All you need to do in a moment is put all of that inside your what calculator? Online calculator. It even says, give your answer in standard form. Gee, guys, that's what your online calculator will give you. So you are good for that one. Let's look at item number 6. The scatter plot shows the number of weekly adoptions of cats and kittens and of dogs and puppies in an animal shelter. Which statements best interpret the scatter plot? Select all that apply. All right, I'm just going to ask you this. Overall, do you agree that there is a certain type of association going on there? It looks like there maybe is a certain type of association going on there. I will let you decide. Remember, if it's going up, it is a what association? Positive. And if it's going down, it is a negative. There may be some other items that you're going to answer there. I am confident you will figure it out. Let's go to item number 7. A part for a car is made from 3 components. The weight of each component is shown in the table. 5 to the negative 1 grams, 5 to the negative 2 grams, 2 to the negative 1 gram. The total weight of the part in grams is represented by this expression. 5 to the negative 1 plus 5 to the negative 2 plus 2 to the negative 1. What is the total weight of the part? OMG, y'all, what do you think you're going to do with these numbers? Yeah, and where are you going to plug them in? In your online calculator. Now, here's the only catch. It's going to give you a what form? And what form are all of your choices in? Fraction form. So what do you understand you could do? Get the decimal in the online calculator, grab your handheld calculator and type 1 divided by 4. If the decimals match, pick it. If they don't pick it. Do the same procedure for every item here. Do you follow what I'm telling you? Okay, let's move on to the last item. Guys, I've gone ahead and drawn a line here to help you with this last item. They're showing you a scatter plot, and they want to know which of the following pairs of points would best define a line of fit for the scatter plot. So I have visually decided that a line of fit right about like this would be a line of best fit. That would work beautifully. Then one at a time, I ask myself, for example, where do 1,50 and 6,42 line up? I try those. Now let me show you how. If this is just online and you cannot write on it digitally, right? Now if you can, and I believe maybe you can in the online FAST exam, can't you? I believe you can use digital marker on there. So this would make it easier for you. You would want to mark those 2 points, which I have, and then take a sheet of paper and hold the straight edge up against those 2 points. Is that close enough to the line of fit that I think would work best to give me approximately the same number of dots above as below? If the answer is yes, then you would pick those ordered pairs. If the answer is no, then plot 3,50 and 8,42. Do your straight edge against it. If you believe that creates the best line of fit, you pick B. Try that procedure with every option and pick the one that matches the best. At this time, I wish you well. Do your very best.